My name is Diana Hamilton, and I'm the director of the Baruch College Writing Center. I'm recording this video to walk students through our services and show you how to sign up for a session with a professional writing consultant. The Writing Center provides free support to all Baruch undergraduate and graduate students, from freshmen navigating the transition to college writing to graduate students working on their master's theses. All of our writing consultants are experienced college instructors and writers themselves. In addition to their work at Baruch, they teach at Hunter, Columbia, NYU, BMCC, a range of institutions across the city. They're here to help you improve your writing and English language skills and to revise any writing you'd like a second set of eyes on, which could include essays, response papers, or reports for your coursework at Baruch, job and fellowship application materials, correspondence, or personal writing. Maybe you're working on your own poetry or fiction, and you might be interested in talking to one of our consultants, many of whom are publishing in those genres themselves. Looking at our website, you'll see that our core service is a 50-minute one-to-one session. You can meet by video, audio, or text-only chat. We also offer asynchronous support, written feedback, where you upload a draft with a few questions and receive revision recommendations by email. In addition to that, we offer a variety of skill-focused workshops currently hosted on Zoom on topics like emailing strategically, understanding plagiarism and citation, analyzing case studies, or developing thesis statements. That's another great way to get help in a smaller group context. And finally, we have a collection of writing guides, some of which were developed in-house for those workshops. Others are just links we often use in session to sources around the web. Like, for example, if you're looking for a guide to MLA formatting, you want to click on that link there. Finally, we also publish a journal of Baruch student writing, the Lexington Review. And I'd recommend reading through that if you just want to see some examples of the strong writing that your peers are doing for their classes at the college. Across all of our services, consultants offer revision suggestions and help you develop your long-term writing, editing, and revision skills. But you should keep in mind that they are primarily teachers, they're not editors, so they won't directly proofread or rewrite your work. However, they will happily help you develop and organize your thoughts, revise for clarity and style, identify and correct grammatical errors, and break down the writing process into manageable steps. If you'd like to know a little bit more before scheduling an appointment, you should know that we have a guide for first-time visitors that goes into detail about everything I just mentioned, and I recommend reading through that before your first session. Once you're ready to schedule an appointment, you just click the button on our website, and that'll take you to our schedule where you log in with your Baruch credentials. If you ever have a problem with that, BCTC should be able to help you. And then you'll be taken to a calendar screen where available appointments appear in white, appointments that other students have already signed up for appear in blue, and your own appointments appear in orange. So you can see that, imagining I'm the student here, that I have a session with Chong on Monday at 12 p.m. A few things you want to notice on our website before you schedule an appointment is that for every consultant, we've listed the modes they're available to meet in. So you can see that Sasha is available for audio sessions or text-only chat sessions. Some are available for all three modes, some maybe only for one. So you want to look at that first to make sure that the consultant's available to meet in the form that you'd prefer. If there are no appointments available, say you wanted to come in this Monday on the schedule and there was nothing open, you should know that we have a waiting list. If you click this, it'll add your name to a list where you'll be automatically emailed if anyone cancels. And we do actually, because we have a pretty flexible cancellation policy, you can cancel your appointment up to the minute before it's scheduled. We do wind up with openings that day. So you should always check back in the same day if you're having trouble scheduling an appointment. When you make the appointment itself, which I'm going to click on, give me a moment while I change my screen share settings to make sure you can see that. Okay, you should be able to see here. I've already filled in this information, but just to show you what a typical appointment form looks like, you always want to let us know as much about what you're working on as possible in advance. And if you want to be able to let your instructor know that you've come to the Writing Center, I would recommend including their email address here, because your consultant will copy and paste that to send a record at the end of your session, letting them know what you worked on. Please include anything you're hoping to learn from this session, which could range from, I have no idea how to organize these paragraphs, to I'm not sure if my argument is persuasive here, to I want to know what a counter argument to my claim might be, to I really just want to make sure I'm not making any grammatical errors. Any writing goals you have, feel free to put them in there. And keep in mind that you don't have to have a full draft ready to schedule an appointment. It's totally reasonable to have your goals for the session be to start brainstorming towards that first draft. Once you've made the appointment, you'll just log back in a few minutes before it's meant to start and click Start or Join Online Consultation. Let me navigate back to WC Online. Okay, here you should be able to see our online consultation module, and you'll see my image is now appearing for you twice because I have video enabled there. That appears there so that you can, if you want to, talk to your consultant and share video and or audio alongside your paper. You always want to paste your paper here so that you'll be able to look at it together, and then introduce yourself in the chat window. This chat field on the right is where most of the conversation will happen if you're meeting via text-only chat. Great, and that's how you sign up for a synchronous session. If you're more interested in asynchronous feedback, meaning you want us to send you comments by email later, on our main schedule, you would go to this drop-down menu at the top and you would choose the written feedback menu instead. The appointment sign up looks very similar. The only difference is that you always want to be sure to upload a draft. And it's very important there that you be as thorough as possible in terms of your revision goals. That way you can make sure that the consultant gives you the feedback that's most useful for what you're hoping to work on. And then finally, going back to our website, a few things to keep in mind about our policy. We limit appointments to at most 2 per week for one-to-one sessions. So if you have 1 written feedback session, 1 online chat session, that's the most you can have for the week. But workshops don't count towards that, so feel free to attend as many small group workshops as you'd like. To sign up for a workshop, you would look for the events on our website, and if you click through, it'll show you the Zoom link instructions for how to register. And in terms of our other policies, we really encourage you to make sure you come prepared with all of your materials. Now, since we're meeting online, those may not be paper materials, but make sure you have access to an electronic copy of any assignment instructions or feedback you've already received. And keep in mind too that we're always available to answer questions. You can contact our general email address, writing.center@baruch.cuny.edu, but you can also email me directly. It's diana.hamilton@baruch.cuny.edu, and I'm always there to answer questions. Just to give you a sense of what a common session looks like, you spend the first 5 to 10 minutes setting goals together, letting your consultant know what questions you have. Perhaps you'll read through the paper together, perhaps they'll read quietly. If you're meeting with audio, they might read it aloud. And then the bulk of the session will be spent on very active writing and revision. This means that you'll be taking notes, implementing the changes that you come up with together yourself, maybe drafting new paragraphs, researching new sources you might use. I mention that because if you haven't been to a writing center before, sometimes students come sort of thinking it'll be passively receiving feedback. And we really find it most useful when a lot of that writing and revising actively happens during the conversation. Other things to note before I sign off. One thing you should know is that we're in the process of developing our new website. So there may be things that aren't appearing here that will appear later when you look at it. But I would encourage you, if you have the time, to read through our student FAQs as well. Those will probably address a lot of the questions that you might have after watching this video. But if they don't, as I said, please do reach out to me directly. And I look forward to seeing you all at the Online Writing Center soon.